let me introduce myself. My name is Farrukh Naqvi. Yes. So my background is avionics engineering, but now I am working in the maritime division. So basically, I used to work in Indian Air Force from 1988 to 1994. I was with Indian Air Force as a flight lieutenant, and then I left the Indian Air Force. I was a short service commissioned officer. Then I left Indian Air Force in 1994, and then moved to Australia. So what happened? Around 6 years back, I started deciphering this Indus script. Now, so I have now deciphered so it's not like it's not a like a claim or anything. I have deciphered the Indus script. What I am looking for is now competent reviewers, so that I can put my work to for peer review. So that's my intention is. So last week I had gone to Melbourne University, and so their head of the department, he's following it up, and he will be contacting few of their experienced the archaeologist and relevant experienced person. So we will go from there. But anyway, like, I am very open about it. I have got nothing to hide. I am very open about it. So now let's go from here. So it's again I am saying to you, it's not a claim. I have deciphered the Indus script. Okay, so previously people have been claiming. Okay, but I have got. I think you cannot see the book. So you can see this is the book, which is, so this is the draft copy of book I have got already published. So, now, I mean, it's not the final version. I am still like there. When I got this copy, I went through and I got few. I reviewed myself. So I mean, I am fine tuning it, but this copy itself is good for review. Okay, so that's from my side. Now let's start the meeting. Okay, thank you very much.
So, could you present us with the a basic review of the work, and what are your findings? It would be nice if we can hear you.
Yeah. So there are a couple of things. Okay, I will go one by one. The important things, which is like everybody is interested in. Yes. So the number one is the Sanskrit is the underlying language of the Indus script. So that's the number one. So, but it is not pure Sanskrit. It is something like you can say something mixed with Pali Prakrit. So you can see that. So it has got implication. It means Aryans were in India long time before the Indus Valley civilization, and they interacted with the local population, and then this sort of language would have developed. Basically, it's a very Sanskrit, but still it has got like a termination, and everything is Pali Prakrit sort of terminations. So that's number one. So it is the underlying language is Sanskrit. So the other thing is, the important thing is what I would say, that it is not like this Sanskrit, what you know today. So this is not that Sanskrit. It is a Sanskrit of much older version, which used to be known as the Andreya system. Okay. Now, so I am the only person who at this point of time knows the Andreya system. Okay, so that's number two. So it is not the Panani, because this language, the Sanskrit language, was very complex. So the script is very complex. Is unlike what I would say. Why it's complex? There are many reasons, but you can say this is much more complex than existing Sanskrit. the Devanagari script. So it means over a period of time, this this script was simplified, and we have got like a narration where there are various narration that Panini did that simplification. But definitely it is not in one step, because there is a big gap. So I believe there must have been in between also some script must have been there which is lost, which would have been precursor to the Sanskrit. And because the gap is very the gap between the two scripts are very far. Okay. And again, going back to the script, have you heard the name of Tokharian script?
Yes, I have heard.
Okay. So Tokharian, what happened about say 150 years back, some of the Chinese person, he deciphered this script. So some of the basically what happened, Tokhara is a part of China, the Western China, which now known as which now we know as Uyghur province or Xinjiang province. So Tokhara was basically was almost like a similar area. So in Tokhara, they found out some of the Pandu Lipi or manuscripts, so which were written in a language, and that was deciphered by a Chinese person, and that script is known as Tokharian script. And this Tokharian script had a lot of unique feature. Okay. So people have been saying that this particular script must have been before the Brahmi script, because those sort of features does not exist in Brahmi script. In fact, it doesn't exist in any Indian language, in any Indian script. So they are the unique features. Okay. So that this particular, like those particular features are found in this the Indus script. So you can see that it, and the other thing, it has got some of the features which if you know about the Lao script or the Thai script, they are the tonal script. Okay, so those sort of features are found in this script. So it means what does it mean? It means not only Aryans were in India, but they have been in contact with other civilization that time. Okay. And the other important thing is when you start deciphering, a lot of interesting things come up. Okay. So one of the script, as one of the seal, if you I don't know how many of you have gone through those seals, but let me show you if you could see. So what happens, that particular seal had a woman and with two tigers. So right. she is restraining two tigers. Right. Okay. And that seal, there are number of seals of same depiction have been found throughout, like in Mohenjo-daro and in Harappa. So various places have been found. And also, what happened in Konkan region of the Maharashtra? What happened? If you search in the internet, you will find that similar depiction is engraved on the rocks. So one of the seal, it had the name, some name, very interesting name. Okay, that name is not found in any Hindu mythology, but that is found in one of the Southeast Asian folk tales about that lady. And so and that tallies with the depiction of the two tigers and the lady and the two tigers. So you can see that not only the trade was there, cultural link was there, but those sort of stories were passed to the far away region while it was lost in India. So those sort of things. Again, the other thing is, as you know, like one of the very important seal is your which they call as Pashupati seal. Okay, but um, and that's what I'm saying. That those who claim to decipher versus what I have deciphered, that's the different. The main difference is like a like Yajna Devam, he has claimed that he has deciphered. Okay, ask him what is written on the seal. Okay, he has said something ala bala bala. Okay, but this particular seal has got a very very specific name of a Hindu deity. And now, so you would say maybe the Farrukh is making a claim. Okay, so it may be just bullshit as Devam is doing. Okay, but now this particular seal, uh, everybody knows about it, the Pashupati seal. Okay, but there is one more seal in which the same person is sitting in the same position, but the name inscription is different.
Right.
And that seal is only found is available with one of the private collector. And so once I don't want to reveal too much, but that particular seal is found is with a particular collector in UK. Okay, now this the name of the person on the Pashupati seal. Suppose you have got a main name, okay, like a like a Mahadev, okay, but then you have got a nickname also or alias. So in the second seal, he is referred. The inscription refers to his that particular god's nickname. So not only one, but from the two side, you are corroborating the same name. So the other thing is this particular script is very very precise, very precise. What I would say when you talk about like English is not precise. It's not a phonetic language. So you the way it is written when you read, then it is not. But the Sanskrit and Hindi and the Indian languages, they are phonetic. Okay, but this one has got, you can say it is mile ahead. It is very very precise. And that's why I'm saying that making the claim and this sort of precision which I have brought into the open, that is like a that is only a miracle. Okay, so and I have already talked about those miracles which happened. Okay, so this is very very precise script.
So Siddharth was raising his hand. So
Yes, please.
maybe we can. Yes, Siddharth.
You said the Sanskrit is the not the classical Sanskrit. That's what you meant, right?
No. It is not a classical
Indian
Sanskrit.
system, no? He meant.
No.
So is it the Vedic Sanskrit? Is it related to
Okay, now the very interesting question you have said. The Vedic Sanskrit is written in classical Sanskrit.
the script? Yeah, script is classical. Okay.
So it is written in the classical Sanskrit. Okay, and okay, one more thing. Okay, now see, when Vedic Sanskrit is the Veda is recited. Okay, so you have seen that there are marks on the letters, like
Right.
that is called Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita. Okay, but all the even you read the your you if you listen to the all YouTube video, okay, it will confuse. They are not even they are not even, they will not agree which is this Udatta, which is the Anudatta, which is the Sarita, and how it is pronounced. And the reason is and what I'm saying, that's the important thing is, because this is, those things were written in Indus script initially. When it was simplified, okay, then they introduced all those marks to make it closer to the what the original wordings were. Okay, but during the simplification, but what happens when you do those sort of simplification, the actual thing is lost. Okay, what happens, the recitation what you do is not natural, and that is because those the actual script was lost. So it is not Vedic Sanskrit to start with. Yeah, so that you are right.
So, can you tell us about the methodology of the decipherment and like
Yeah,
preliminary? I read that you use the Alkindi's method and
yeah. I will tell you. Okay, what happens? You all are, majority of you all are engineers, isn't it? Are have science knowledge, science background. Okay, majority of you. Okay, so when you build a say amplifier, okay, then you are very concerned about the noise in the first stage of the amplifier. Okay, because if it has got noise in the first stage, then it will be amplified, and it will become worse. Okay, so you want to have control on the main things. Just as in a layman term, suppose if you have got, like, you are going to this some place, if rather suppose that place is 300 meters away from you, but if the first step you have taken in the wrong direction, from the rather than taking left, you have taken rather than going north, you have gone south, you will go 300-meter opposite. So the initial uh, what you when you do some initial uh, decipherment, that time, see, some of those letters are very important, which appears frequently. Okay, so every language has got some frequently used letters. Okay, like for example, in Hindi it may be a. Okay, so for example, if you have done the first 4 or 5 this letter decipherment wrong, okay, then you will go off the track. You can never reach your destination. Okay, so the aim was at least to get the few letters, the symbols which appears frequently in the Indus script, to be precise. So I concentrated on only 5 letters. So I used Alkindi's method only to decipher five symbols. Okay, but those 5 symbols were the most important one. Okay, and after that, once you have got those things correct. Okay, so what happened when I got those things correct? Then when I started attempted to decipher, that time I was able to decipher few words. Then I knew that I am going in a right direction. And then it was a question of what you will say, when you do the word puzzle, putting something in and see whether it makes sense or not. Okay, so it started with the five symbols basically.
okay.
Uh, did you did you find the script to be logographic or the phonetic?
It
What
is
did you
phonetic.
find?
It is phonetic.
And the most important were the symbols you found were those Vowels. I presume it would must be vowels, right?
No. One of them was vowel, and four of them were consonants.
Oh,
And Dhruv, what do you have to say?
Yeah, a claim is repeatedly made that food will never exist
Dhruv,
individually.
your audio is unclear. Can you write your question? Can you write your question? We'll take your question from the text. Yeah. So in the meantime, could you tell us? There's one symbol called the jar symbol, and it is the most frequent text ender. So in Sanskrit, like from my like the basic knowledge of Sanskrit I have, we see lot of words ending with the ma sound, balakam and all. So what do you have to say about the jar sign? Is it like the ma or what? Like the audio is your audio is
No, I do not want to reveal that one. Okay, that is the one of the like if you look in my, this is one of the annex in my book. Okay, so it is the annex number. Yeah, but it is one of the annex. So I will not tell you, but definitely that is one of the most important symbol which was and that's what I was saying, that when you go in wrong direction. So this is one of the most important symbol that I deciphered it correctly. It is a consonant. It's not a vowel. It's a consonant. Okay, but I will keep it secret.
so like since you had also mentioned the person named Yajna Devam, so in his decipherment process, the argument he gives is that he finds a seal that has an inscription in which the jar symbol is repeated consecutively thrice. So he says the argument is that in the dictionary, the possible words which have the repetition of a particular sound thrice are very few. And then he says that it would be un. He negates the other two by
No,
looking at other inscriptions, and then he says that it is un or
no,
like
no. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. That uh, one there were two symbols. Okay, which derailed everyone. Okay, and one of this one was this particular symbol. Okay, the jar symbol. Okay, now jar symbol. Uh, Jar symbol. When you are saying that in language, in Indian script, the symbol are not repeated. No, that's not correct. If you in India, you know that. I have got one chapter on that, one annex on this particular issue also. Okay, in Indian. In India, basically, lot of guru are are someone, they are called Shri. So, so it is not the there are many other things are repeated. So it same thing could have been said by saying Shri once, but they say Shri. So many Shri. Do you understand?
yeah.
So and it is not only with that. And I have got one annex related to that. Other thing is uh, uh, the word ja also comes in Sanskrit. Okay, now that's an interesting thing you have asked, but what I'm saying, no, it is not and that's number one. And number two, no, his the very basic argument is false. because in Sanskrit there are many words and many letters or symbols, they are repeated again and again. Okay.
Okay. And we have a question from Dhruv Pandya. I'll just read it out. So he's saying that a claim is made that spoked wheel did not exist in Indus Valley civilization, but spoked wheel as a symbol appears in many seals, especially in the Harappan signboard. Maybe he's talking about the Dholavira signboard. Yeah.
Okay, and that's a beauty. You have asked very good question. Okay, I should appreciate you. Okay, so when we are talking about the seal. Okay, now I will tell you the seal correspond that particular symbol, which is like a this. Okay, that wheel symbol. It is a symbol for a particular consonant, and that relates to wheel.
Okay.
So like when you say A for apple, so it is somehow when that wheel symbol was selected, that was selected for a particular consonant, and that wording of that wheel and that consonant, they are related. That much clue I have given you. Not more than that.
Okay. One question I had was about what do you have to say about the so many symbols present in the Indus corpus? And some symbols are seen to be slight variants, like if you consider if you take the case of the jar sign itself, so you have a jar sign, an empty jar sign, or you have a jar sign with a single apostrophe, or you have jar sign with 2 apostrophes or 3 apostrophe, and so on. So, and similarly there are other variants of other symbols also. So what is your take in this?
Very good question. Again, I must appreciate, very good question. Okay, and that is one of the, like when I have made fun of Yajna Devam, I have made fun that he has said everything, all those diacritic, that doesn't matter. No, they are basically diacritic. Okay, so they matter. So there is a symbol. Okay, that symbol, and then you have got like a, now I think you are asking a little bit more detail, but I will give you an, okay. Suppose you have got a ha. Okay, if you want to write ha or hai or ho or all those things, okay, you modify those, the ha, isn't it? So similarly, they are the diacritic which are used to modify the particular consonant or conjunct.
Okay, to create some variant of a particular base symbol.
That's correct, 100% correct. Okay, and again, and that's the beauty, is they are very precise. When I am talking about precise, they are very precise.
Okay, so we yes,
and
continue.
and when I am saying precise, see, Hindi is not that precise. For example, if you have to say hey, okay, you will write hey. Okay, हा के ऊपर यूं ऐसे लगा दोगे, है ना? But if you have to say hey, you don't have anything to do.
Right.
It has got those things too.
Okay, that's really interesting.
And that's what I'm saying. It is very precise, very precise.
Okay, so we have a
That is
question
the thing.
from
So that is.
can you write down the question? Your audio is.
So you're telling me.
Yes, you can speak. Now it is audible.
Yeah, so I was wondering that it's a phonetic script. When Yajnadevan's paper, he has given the reason why it is a phonetic script. He has compared with the frequency, with the high frequency of some symbols coming again and again. And the previous attempt at decipherment, like Asko Parpola and Mahadevan, they all came to the conclusion that it is not it is not a phonetic script but a logographic script, and they have considered large number of you conclude that it is a phonetic script.
Mhm.
Is it the same argument as said Nadeem, that because of the high frequency of the similar symbols coming up again and again in a
No, no, okay. No, I'm not sure whether I have uh, understood your point correctly, but it is not a logographic. Okay, why the numbers of symbols are so high? And basically your question, and what basically you are saying, and what like Mahadevan had also asserted. Okay, the reason was because there were about 1,500 or about 1,800 symbols. Okay, now Hindi has got about say 60. How many letters we have got? Approximately 60, isn't it? 50, 60, whatever. Okay.
the question is like, how did you come to the conclusion that it is a phonetic script? While the previous attempts, mostly they have assumed to be, they always assume that it is a logographic script. So, what is your reasoning? That's all.
So you are asking in a wrong way. What I am saying, I started my decipherment with 5 symbols. Okay, 5, and then slowly I built up, and then I could see they are not logographic, but they are basically they are phonetic. Okay, so you are asking a wrong question. Why? Because I did not assume that it will be logographic. I started with a completely blank mind. I could go there, here, there, whatever. Okay, I started my process, and step by step I started building up, and I could see that it is not logographic, but it is a phonetic. Does it answer your question or not?
Yeah, it does. It does.
We have a question from Dhruv, and he's asking that what is meant by the second set of consonants. Like maybe you had written it that it like the
Again,
Tokharian script has a second. Can you give an example by pronouncing a conjunct form?
okay. So what happens if you open the Sanskrit dictionary or Sanskrit something? Okay, you will suppose you will start with some letter. Okay, and this letter will say sa or ja or ha. It will have its meaning. So the sa letter itself is a complete word in it.
Right.
Okay, so ja has got a meaning. Got a meaning. Okay, so when say ja, it is full word. When they say sa, this is a full word. Okay, now this particular this but now we have got now okay, let's put this way. Right now you have lost lot of vowels, and that's what I'm saying. Lot of things have been discovered through this particular script decipherment. Okay, like you don't say, you don't have, now you put dollar, do, o. Now it doesn't exist in none of the Indian languages. That sort of things exist. And once the script is lost, basically the pronunciation also lost over a period of time, and that's very interesting. Interesting thing is, so looking at, after deciphering so many vowels have been deciphered, it means like right now if you so coming back to the question, it was one of those vowels. So this was the consonant plus that particular vowel, which is lost.
Okay.
And it was simplified. Now, so what they did when they did simplification, they basically removed that complete series. They said, oh, there is no use of that. Why to have a second series? Let's have let's have that particular thing replaced with a, but it was not a. I think I have given you quite a bit of information here.
So, so like Dhruv mentions in the comment that like when you are saying the lost sounds, he mentions that like Lru of Sanskrit, which is lost. Is
No,
it?
no, no, no. Okay. Now, they say, but again, it is not the correct because okay, this particular decipherment will tell you what was actually it was pronounced as.
Okay.
It was not Luri. Now it says they say Luri, isn't it? But now it wasn't Luri, and that will be again that will be a part of this decipherment.
Right. Okay. So another question is like, so is there any fidelity amongst your decipherment and that of Yajnadevam? By fidelity, I mean, are there any symbols which match?
Not even a single one. Okay, not even a single, not even if I say even not even a tip of a needle.
Okay. So, like, I have read his paper also completely. So, some things I found interesting there also. I'll quote some of them. So, maybe I would like to hear your opinion regarding that. Like, he has
Yeah,
denoted the man symbol with the sound and he has denoted the
man
man,
symbol.
the symbol of a human, like the stick symbol of a human. There's a stick symbol of a human, and he has denoted it with the sound and then
No.
there's a symbol which is like with a vertical line with horizontal lines, like a comb. So he has denoted that with E. And there is a
Okay.
conjunct symbol in which the man is holding a comb, and he has denoted it ya. And actually, like in Sanskrit books, it is actually written that E plus a is ya. E plus a is ya. So uh,
No.
this certain thing I found interesting. That's why I'm. So I would like to hear your opinion in this.
No, 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 no. So let's go backward. Okay.
Okay.
You say E plus A is equal to yeah. Okay. And that is the Panini Sanskrit. And I have told you this is not the Panini Sanskrit.
Okay.
So the basic assumption, what you are saying, I plus A is equal to, and that's what I'm saying, that making those sort of bullshit claims versus what I have done, that I have got everything here. Okay, this one, there, and this one is completely a different way that things. I mean, that time there was no Sandhi rule. Sandhi rule was created by Panani to simplify this script. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, number two, when you talk about that man, okay, with two legs, two hands, and okay, so so uh, so I think like this. Okay, with two legs, and two hand and one line. Okay, there are very there are two very similar looking symbol. Okay, one has got a head. Okay,
Right.
so and one doesn't, one has got only line. Okay, the one which is got a line is a conjunct symbol. Okay, and that is very that is again, I will give you a little bit clue here. This one, that man symbol, which is it is basically, it is like a very common thing which you say, which very common thing. Okay, so which you, what I would say, it is very common thing you say in, even today in all Indian languages, that particular word is used, but with a different, like a different with minor change, with minor pronunciation change. and that is what is like when I say that influence of Pali, Sanskrit, and the local languages, and those sort of things were there. So no, definitely no. So he's 100% wrong. This is not. This particular symbol is the man symbol is a conjunct symbol. Number one. Number two, it is used very frequently by us Indians. That particular word. That particular. It's you can say word. Okay, but in different, little bit minor pronunciation changes.
Okay, thanks for giving that insight. Siddharth, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah. So the linguists up to now have put the composition of Rig Veda up to like 1200 BC to 1500 BC, if I'm not too wrong. And the mature period of Harappan civilization is like 2600 years BCE. So, and there is the current academic consensus is that the Vedic Aryans came from the Central Asia. They migrated from the Central Asia through the route of Iran, and the Rig Veda contains a lot of wars, chariots, fighting, and the IVC doesn't contain a lot of weapons. We haven't found much weapons.
No,
If
we
I'm not too wrong.
some examples we have found.
So does it? So with the decipherment that you have done, does it complement the Rig Veda, or is it still considered as like? So the claim is that IVC has nothing to do with Rig Vedic period or the Rig Vedic culture.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I like. My decipherment is a breakthrough. It proves that it was like a Rig Vedic period. It is Vedic period.
So that means the Rig Veda predate could be
Exactly.
could predate even the predate from the current dated version.
Definitely, 100%.
Okay. By how much do you reckon? 1,000 years?
No. I think it was very it was that time. It is in this script the Veda was written, and now you can
Oh,
understand. Yeah,
that is surprising. That is
yeah, yeah. And there is a particular seal which confirms that. So that's a very important one. So there is a particular seal which confirms that.
Could you could you show us, or is it?
No. See, and that's what I'm saying. That's what like I was looking. Basically, it is a very, I mean, important important from the perspective of the history. Also, I have, as Siddharth was saying, that where it, because when I completed the decipherment, okay, other question I came into my mind that people will ask me like what do you think where the Aryans came from. So I have included one chapter in my this book which has nothing to do with decipherment. Let me tell you that even if that's wrong, that is not going to that has nothing to do with decipherment. But for the purpose of like a I mean, to answer that curiosity, so I have basically traced all the DNA and archaeological archaeological data, and combined them together, and led to some conclusion, and and according to me, no, it was not Central Asia. It has to be somewhere north of China, near the Lake Baikal region. And that particular like my understanding, like my and that has nothing to do with decipherment. Let me tell you that is I mean that I have used the genetic data and basically archaeological data. That one, see, I have used so many things to reach to the conclusion. But if you have heard the name of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he had written a book, and he had his conclusion. I mean, he had predicted the same thing what I have led to the that they have come from the Siberian region, and that's what I also have reached to same conclusion. So Bal Gangadhar Tilak had used the only Rig Veda and the other Vedas to reach to that conclusion, and astrology, but I have used different means, but I have reached to the same conclusion.
Yeah, no, audible?
Yes,
So I have a question. I mean, Avestan is quite close to Sanskrit, and can it happen that IVC language that we are deciphering is Avestan but not Sanskrit? Is there a possibility of that?
so he's asking if he's asking that Avestan is because audio is not clear. I'm repeating it. See, Avestan is quite close to Sanskrit. So can IVC language be interpreted as Avestan or something close?
So see, again, this has nothing to do with decipherment. Again, okay, this is why again related to the previous the question. Okay, my belief is that when they came from the Siberia, they followed same Silk Route or nothing else. Exactly Silk Route they have followed, because all the genetic traces are and I have got a chapter, and all the genetic traces are found in the same routes. So Silk Route, and then when they reached Afghanistan, they basically two the tribes, they split it into two. One went to the Iran, one went to the India. That's it, and that's why there is a similarity between the Avesta and the Rig Veda.
Okay. Does anyone have any other questions or points to raise? Okay, I would like to ask something again. So, since you mentioned that when I asked about the huge corpus of Indus seals, and you said that the variations which others have often treated as allographs, they actually modify the sound. So,
That's
but
correct.
even after taking that into consideration, the corpus is still very huge, like lots of symbols. So, so
And,
there
and,
are
and,
are there many conjuncts? Are there a lot of conjuncts?
yeah, they are conjuncts. They are, and that's what makes this decipherment very, very interesting. And what happens? Okay, now I will tell you very interesting. And when you say like a why like about my decipherment and all those things. Okay, in this particular language, you had decipherment. The conjuncts may not like a similar conjuncts. Okay, suppose you have got A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so you combine A, B, C. Okay, in the second conjuncts you can combine C, D, E. Okay, but so you have got many conjuncts which can. So if you want to write a particular word, then you could write in using two or three ways, using two or three different conjuncts. Have you understood or not?
If
Shall I
I
explain?
want to write a particular word, I can write it.
Using more than one way, more than two. You can use the two conjuncts. Like in one conjunct, you can use one. Suppose you
Like
have got
if we
like
take a word Kshatriya, we can
yeah.
write the initial Ksha as a conjunct of Ka and uh, or we
I
can.
will. I will explain you.
Okay.
Okay, your example, Kshatriya. Okay, make it very simple. Cha is itself is conjunct. Okay, suppose you have got cha three. Okay, cha three, one conjunct, or and chatra, and one is iya. So you have got okay. The other conjunct could be, so you have got chatra iya. Okay, So you have got two conjunctions, Chhatra, Iya. You could have Cha and Triya.
Okay.
So the Kshatriya could have been written in a two ways.
Okay.
Okay. What happens? Suppose if you get a warrior shown and you get the two, you have found out those two different like a ways, and then suppose you have got a bull, for example. You have got a bull, and bull's name is there, okay, on that particular seal. If it had, suppose you have got one method of writing of name of a bull, and then you have got a second method of writing a bull, and when you compare, you find reach to the same conclusion.
Okay.
So some of the seal, it had, I could verify through three means, not single mean, three means. So that validates that what I have done is correct.
That's an interesting point.
And again, see, like for example, that when we are talking about the Pashupati seal and all those things, okay, I did not start like a let's guess what could it be. I started from the very simple process, 5 symbol, let's start doing. When I deciphered all those symbols, then I could see what's written there.
Okay. So
rather than guessing.
I'll like to ask about two more things. So, what is the context of the Dholavira signboard, and what do you have to say about the popular fish symbol? Which is the popular fish symbol is usually stated to be Ma.
Yeah, and that's what I told you, that if you want to go in the north and first step you have taken to the south, you will go in the wrong direction. Mahadevan and all those like a Indus script, like whosoever tried to decipher, they made a blunder, and that's what my like when I was writing, the first thing when I deciphered all this, I have said that was the biggest blunder. The biggest blunder.
Okay. And about the Dholavira signboard, like what many
Okay,
people,
sorry.
like Yajna Devam translates it as Rak Vararak Araras, gems of chosen gems. And then he also supports that some work related to diamonds was done here, some crystals are found. So, what is your take on this?
No, nothing. Okay. This one, like okay, I will tell you the whole, it's a very simple thing which came out. Okay, and the beauty is the word it is a complete like a sort of a signboard, but is in a poetic way. So it means those who were writing all those things, they were very intellectual. That even if they have to prepare a signboard, they used to write in a poetic way. Okay, so that's one thing. The second thing, it is what for it is. The purpose was basically it was for the segregating the animals. Okay, so that basically that particular signboard was in the front of the gate, on the top of the gate, and gate basically it was it was a fortified city, so you have got an entrance gate. Once you enter the gate, then suppose you are coming with the riding horse, so it was like a parking here, car park here. So it was similar thing, park your horses here.
Okay.
So it was very. So basically, when you go to sometimes you have got a car park written this direction. It was exactly same thing, but written in a very poetic way. That was the beauty.
Okay. So we have a question from Dhruv Pandya. He's asking that which Vedic deities appear in your reading of the IVC seals, and then he mentions that बोगस कोई inscription in Syria, it mentions Vedic gods dated to be 1400 BC, much late than mature IVC.
So number one, that thing is the most important one. So I will not tell you who is that deity is. That's the, I mean, that's the actual the most secret thing. So I will not reveal that particular thing. But yes, I can tell you that was a Vedic deity. Number one. Number two, that name of the deity is verified by two means, by having two seals. One seal you are aware of, which is the Pashpati seal, but there was another seal. So we have, I mean, both the seals corroborate that particular who was that particular deity was. Okay.
Okay. So can you also shed light about the emergence of Brahmi? Like, is it a refined form of the Indus script? Like, do you see the continuity?
Yes, definitely. Like for example, Kanjar symbol when we are talking about. So there is a continuity. There is a continuity. In that continuity exists in all the Indian languages, not only in Indian languages. And as I told you, that even it has influenced the languages script far away, as far as Tokhara, which is near China.
Okay. So, but if we see the sound values of the Brahmi script, then if you take the value ma, then ma, many people speculate that ma looks like just the simplified version of inverted fish. Like it is, the ma symbol is like this, which people call it a simplified version of the fish. And there are other also like the ka, like in Brahmi we have the plus sign for ka. And in Indus we get two intersecting slanting lines. So
Yeah.
is there a similarity like the two intersecting slanting lines is also ka?
Again, you have asked a good question. Okay, I will not I will not give answer explicitly, but I will give you some clues. Okay.
Okay.
Now, number one, those that particular, like the Brahmi one, like this, like for the ka. No, that's not the ka for the Indus script. So and again, I am saying that when initially somebody will look, he will not find any similarity between the Indus script and any other Indian languages. Okay, if you are looking from the perspective, but once it is deciphered, then you can start looking at, oh, here there is a similarity. So it is not very obvious unless or until you go through that process.
So you are saying that the similarities is not pretty related to the visual similarity of the symbol.
There are, but but
So
sometimes it
in
can.
Brahmi we get ga, like this is ga, and in Indus also we actually, I guess, some symbols we find
there,
this.
there again, I am saying there are similarities and there are, but see, there are 1,500, more than about 1,500 symbols.
Mhm.
Okay, now somebody will be making guess if they want to like a connect between map 1,500 symbols into 60 symbols, 60 letters. So sometimes you will find some sort of relationship, but sometimes you will not find any relationship. But there is a relationship, but not very obvious.
Okay. So I have another question regarding this. So when the language or the script is in development process, so we have, like, in the timeline, we have the basic script, and we have a certain script, and then it evolves over time. So at any intermediate stage we expect to find symbols which are mixed. Like if Indus is the like base and Brahmi is its evolution, then we find some mixed. We expect to find some inscriptions that have mixed Brahmi and Indus symbols. And again, some people have written about it. So, uh, have you analyzed these mixed inscriptions also with your decipherment? And if yes, then what conclusions do you obtain?
Okay, there. Okay, very interesting question. But again, let me go back. When I started my, I think this discussion, I told you that that I believe that there were some of the script which were lost, which were between the Indus script and the Brahmi script, which were lost. And that's what I, because the gap is very long, gap is very large between these two scripts. So that's the number one. Maybe somebody in future, somebody may find that script, we don't know, but there has to be something in between.
Okay.
So we don't know at this stage, but my belief is yes, the gap between this script, the Indus script, and the Brahmi script is very, very large.
Okay. We have a question from Dhruv Pandya that what might explain the Boghaz Koi inscription in North Syria and its dating, if your reading of IBC seals is accurate.
See, then it makes sense, isn't it? What you are saying is basically corroborating my assertion. What I am saying, that Aryan came much earlier to the India and then went to the Iran and to the basically Middle East. Then if they have already come here, then their descendant will have some sort of connection to that. You will find those Rigvedic names in the, say, for example, that I think that particular inscription was found in Turkey or something. Is it correct?
Dhruv?
In Syria and
found,
Turkey.
yeah, it is even
Yeah.
Anatolia. Yeah, Anatolia.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I mean, so it makes sense, because, and that's what, like, one of my when I told you that thing has nothing to do with my decipherment, and I can share you that particular part of my that particular chapter of my book with you. So basically, say, my belief is that the Aryans migrated from the Siberia, not like around, say, 10,000 BC. So we are not talking about like currently they are talking about 1,200 BC or 1,300 BC. No, I am going 10,000 BC. Okay. And that's why you get those continuity between the Mehergarh civilization and the Indus script, between the Indus Valley civilization. And if they have come to like 10,000 BC, they have migrated, then they have gone to the Middle East, and Middle East they have reached about, say, 6,000 BC, and then all those, you can see those sort of inscriptions.
I would like to ask, like, there's a book which has been published by Suzanne Redelia Sullivan, and the book is titled Indus Script Dictionary, and it was published in 2011. So she, the author, she also says that the language is like of Sanskrit type, and she also makes an attempt of the decipherment. So now a natural question arises
Yeah.
that different people are deciphering the script in their own way. Maybe so. We have, suppose, three people. We have Yajnadevam, we have you, and we have Suzanne. Yajnadevam claims that he has deciphered the whole corpus and he can read beyond the unicity distance. And you are also saying that you have deciphered the complete script and you are able to read and get the context. It's the same thing
No,
Yajnadeva
no,
say.
no, no,
So
no, 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 no. Okay, there is a difference. Okay, okay. The first, I will answer the first question. There is a saying. Now that saying is not very popular. The saying is हाथ कंगन को आरसी क्या पढ़े को फारसी क्या. So if somebody knows Persian, then he can read the Persian. Okay.
right.
Now, if we have got three, will not be it natural to bring all the three together and say, here your work, bring your work, and let's evaluate it. And that's what, like, I am not asking for anything. You have 100%, you are right. There are, say, suppose there are three persons. Let them all, the three person, present their work to, say, scholarly, like who those university or some very reputed organization, or maybe have a open debate. Okay, suppose and we'll come to know who is correct, who is wrong.
The reason why I asked this question is like so like Suzanne has published a book and she says that she's also reading the inscriptions, and the inscriptions are in Sanskrit, like she says, and she assigns some sound values. So as a general spectator of these works, how, like, what should be the parameter of judgment here, like
Very good,
yes,
very good, very good.
so it's a fair question on that part.
Very fair question, very fair question. And that's what that is what sort of question I was expecting. Okay, that's a very fair question. Okay, now, okay, there are two or three very important parameter. Okay, number one, I have repeated again and again and again. This script is very precise, very precise, very precise, extremely precise. It is, and mean, if you look at the Yajnadevan's one, it is anything but precise. I mean, I had already told someone, like, he has got, for R letter, he has got 14 symbols. To represent R sound, he has got 14 symbols. Now, suppose you have got, like, with 14, if you have got 14, how many permutation combination? Mean thousands and thousands of, like, possible word could be. Suppose there is a R. Okay, R can be represented in 5 ways. Okay, how will you know that this is R? If 5 symbols, the more the number increases, the more it will be difficult for you. But we are talking about 1. But if same problem occurs in the second letter also, that can be represented by the 5, again 5 symbols. You cannot make out what is written. So he, according to him, basically, his total, the decipherment, it will not work. It is a guess. Okay, nothing else. Okay, it is not precise. It is a guesswork, and guesswork. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Okay, but this one, on contrary, this one is very, very precise. Okay, and then like those sort of other the parameter is the preciseness, and the other parameter is, out of his decipherment, do you know anything new? That's another parameter.
Right.
Because do you imagine that 1500 years, I mean 2500 years back, the Panani Sanskrit was spoken? No, it is not, isn't it? His decipherment is based on Panani Sanskrit. I mean, I mean, decipherment attempt he has used. But what I'm saying, it is when I have deciphered from the bottom up. So I have got to know so many things new which nobody else in the world know right at this point of time. And that's another parameter. Third parameter is, okay, that's Pashpati seal. Is it a Pashpati seal? Can you prove it? I can prove it. What is written there? Can he prove it? Third parameter.
Yes.
Fourth parameter, which I will tell you again, which again is a big clue. This language was, its vowels were based on a mathematical pattern. Now, that mathematical pattern cannot repeat. Suppose you are basing your vowels based on a mathematical pattern, and you make one mistake here. If mathematical formula is incorrect or something, it will go. I mean, it will not. Your result will not replicate because it follow the vowels follow that mathematical formula. Every time the same thing you can see that vowel with the same pronunciation, and that is related to something you know it, but I will not go in detail.
Okay. So we have 3 more questions, very interesting questions. So the first is from Dhruv Pandya, that if Aryans came that early, why do Rakhi Gadi skeletons do not show traces of steppe ancestry?
That's again another good question. Okay, so okay. See, the women, they carry empty DNA, not the Y DNA. Okay, those even today, see, in Brahmins or in, say, Zoroastrian priests, the Y DNA of the Aryans, which is basically is in a very high frequency, say 60% or 70%. But in a Brahman women's, that Aryan gene, which descended from the Aryan woman, it's not in that high frequency. What does it mean? It means that majority of them who came, they married or they had more than one wife, and the wives were local. So what happened? Their daughters, they inherited the native population DNA, empty DNA, rather than the Aryan woman's DNA. And the Rakhi Gari DNA was that of a woman, not of a man. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Because suppose, okay, let me make it very simple. The Brahman women, okay, how many of them have got Aryan DNA? Empty DNA. 90% of them have got the local native DNA. Only 10% of them have got the Aryan DNA, which descended from the Aryan mothers. So, and the second, again, in every society, like I mean, even today, Dalits or Brahmins are living in the same village. So that particular skeleton of the woman may be of the Dalit woman who carried who had inherited that descendant, who had whose DNA was basically the native DNA. Does it make sense or not?
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, we can also say, we have the example of recent migrants, Mughals, for example. They come, they marry Rajput women, but they.
Exactly.
Hmm. Another thing is, I wanted to ask, how did you not try to link the language? The Scoparpola believed that the script describes the Dravidian languages, though some Proto-Dravidian languages. Although his attempt was never, he attempted to decipher using the Proto-Dravidian, Proto-Tamil language, if I'm not wrong. Did you go into that, look into that direction?
See, Siddharth, I think were you did you speak to me last week last time or not? Were you
I
there?
did.
Yes. So I told you that this started with when I had encounter a miracle. So basically on the same night, I I had made advance within the few couple of hours I had made advances. So on the 21st of March 2019, in the same night, in one night, I had made advance advancement in deciphering the Indus script within a couple of hours. Okay, and assumption was based on Sanskrit. So suppose if you are getting you have assumed that the underlying language is Sanskrit, and you are getting the output, you are getting the result, then automatically you will go in that direction. You will not change the direction.
So I don't disagree. I'm just asking if you have looked into Tamil or not.
No, because first of all, I didn't know Tamil anyway. So even if I had tried, I would have been able to. So, and other thing is, see, I assumed that night that it is Sanskrit, and it turned out the same night I started getting the result. Okay, and then I continued in that direction. So I did not change my direction. So I did not even look at the Tamil language.
Fair enough.
We have a question from Dhruv Pandya again that Yajna Devam's work has issues of n factorial complexity due to multiplicity of allographs. Does your decipherment contain allographs?
No.
Your decipherment does not, because allographs are usually taken to be a normal feature of ancient scripts. Like the other contemporary civilizations, their script also have multiple allographs. Like for the same sound oo, they are having 5-6 allographs, or similarly for other sounds. So in the script, you did not find.
It's complete, and that's what I'm saying. It is very much similar to the Sanskrit, and that's what I'm saying. He is see, he wants to connect it to Sanskrit, but then he is going that he's taking the example of the English, which has got like a for same letter can be pronounced differently, but all Indian languages you have got, they are phonetic, isn't it? To the best of my knowledge.
But isn't it natural that if a script will undergo evolution, like if we consider Hindi only, so we see that from the past 200 or 300 years, we have seen evolution in the symbols of the script. So isn't it natural for any script over a period of 1,000 years to develop stylistic variants or simpler variants of some existing symbols? So that would naturally create some allographs. Like
But if you are the first one, then
suppose, like,
so you are starting from the scratch. Okay, your script is the first script. Then you will do the way you want,
right, but
because you are the first one.
right,
You are the first one. Okay. Now, and for example, see, and lot of characteristics have passed down to various scripts, and they have modified, they have changed, they have, like for example, Tokharian script. Okay, that particular thing exists in Toharian script but not in Brahmi script. So there are changes. So you can see the evolutionary changes. For example, it was very like a uh, script, but now you don't have in any Indus script. I'm sorry, in any Indian scripts you have got like a pitch given any importance, but in Laos and Thailand you have got. So it means there was a main branch. It splitted various around the various places, various scripts. They picked up various features of that particular script.
Yeah, I we can assume that it was created by a few individuals and it was
Yes.
initially. But my question is like that in the script, the various inscriptions are of different periods. Suppose one inscription is 4,000 years old, another inscription is 3,000 years old. It can be the case. So
Yes,
in these
yes, yes.
in these 1,000 years, it is
Changes.
isn't it a natural expectation for the symbols? Like some people, suppose some people created in the script 5,000 years back, and they said, okay, this symbol is ka, this is ka, this is ga, anga, and so on. They created a standardization. Now in the next 1,000 years or 1,500 or 2,000 years of evolution, there will people will come and go. They will, so naturally it is expected that the symbols will undergo evolution or some changes to new forms. So
Very
do you see that? So if
very good
my
question.
question is wrong,
Very
you can point it out. If
no, very good question. Very good question. Very good question. Very good question. I have got one annex dedicated to this subject.
okay, so like
So within the Indus script, the symbols have evolved. Okay, and uh, one of the very like a good example is, have you heard of the Chorandaro, like Mohenjo-daro? But there was another site as Choranjadro in Sindh also. Okay, and from there the scripts which were like the seals which were discovered, they had vowels. They were represented differently, but still you could make out what they are because of the link. You can see that natural link, uh, but so there are those cases. There are those cases that you within the Indus script there are variations. You could see the variations. Number one. Number two, another important thing that now, like for example, the words have been standardized, but that times words were not standardized. So what happens for a particular thing, you will get different, like slight accent, like slight change, because it is so precise. The words are little bit different for the same thing. Suppose this is a book, okay, so somebody is writing, suppose in a seal the book is made, okay. Now one says b the 3 OK, BOOOK, one say BOK, one say BUK, like those sort of things. Minor variations are there.
okay,
Does it answer your question or not?
yeah, somewhat. Like I would like to add something. Like see, it is believed that modern Devanagari script is an evolution of Brahmi. Am I right?
Yeah.
But if you look at the symbols, like Brahmi has plus for ka, and today ka looks so different. So if
Because I will answer your question. Okay, one of the misconception is that all the Indian scripts have derived from the Brahmi script.
okay, so is it mentioned in your book?
No, but if you read, there is a, if you read, I think one of the Buddhist scholar in the first century or something around that first century, he wrote that that time there were 48 or 49 scripts were in circulation. One of them was Brahmi.
What is the name of the scholar? Could we call?
I will see. He did not use the word Brahmi because Brahmi word itself is a misnomer. When we say Brahmi, that is a misnomer because that was given by some Englishman. So it's but this the script is basically the Magadhi script basically. That should have been the real name of this script because this one was basically circulated by the Magadh Empire.
Mhm. So maybe Siddharth wants to know the name of the scholar who wrote.
I think if you search, you will find out. But if I could again, because I wanted to write, but again, these things are, as I was saying that I wanted to write too many things, but I do not want to like deviate from the main topic, which is decipherment.
Right.
These are things are very interesting, but yeah, maybe when I will update, I will include all those references.
And Aman has
When
raised
you're
an interesting question that so do you have any hypothesis or regarding the origin of Dravidian languages? If not in IVC, then what could be the origin of Dravidian languages?
See, there are two things. Whenever you talk, many Indians they mix up those two things. One is the spoken language, one is the written language, the script.
Right, right. Yes, you are right. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, okay. Now let's go back. Aryans, even if Aryans came from the Siberia or whatever, okay, their ancestors might have passed through the India. So so from Africa they might have come to the India, might have gone the South India, and then might have gone to say the China, towards China, and then went towards Siberia, and then the evolution took place after say thousands and thousands of years, and then Aryan race was developed over there, and then they migrated back in. So the language, when we talk about the language, okay, the language is there is a lot of possibilities that this Sanskrit language might have the very the original influence when they were living in the India 40 or 50,000 years back. Because see, languages they do not die. They evolve from one language to another. They do not completely die, and that was one of my assumptions when I started this script, basically deciphering this script. That let's assume that languages they do not completely die. You will get some sort of information out of these seals. Does it answer your question?
Yes, yes.
don't get me wrong. So I mean, you haven't told us many things, which is fine. But so when your book is published, so at least we can read and at least examine, because you haven't told us the methodology. Also, how did you come to how did you derive it? Derive each symbol's meaning.
I have told you the methodology was very simple. I told you that it started with the 5 symbols, and those 5 symbols were derived from the Al-Kindi's method, which is the frequency analysis. So I did the frequency analysis of I took the 2 sample. One sample was the Rig Veda, the third mandal of the Rig Veda. That was the sample of the Sanskrit, and the Indus script. What I did, I just browsed through internet, and looked at the Ascoperpola's the Indus corpus, and took about 1,000 or 2,000. I don't exactly remember, about 1,500 seals, and prepared the you can say the I those symbols I found out uh, which had the highest frequency, and then compared it with the Rig Veda's the 5 most commonly used letters, and then
Yeah, but to review your work, we have to need some paper or something to so we can reproduce it by ourselves. To see that's what I'm coming at. So when your work is actually will actually get published, we can access it.
yeah. Mean this book, and that's what I'm saying. When you ask that there are 3 claimant, then I said, why not to have like an open discussion between me, myself, and Yajna Devam and Sujan, or and whosoever, and everybody should produce their work, and let's do it in a say, for example, a reputed channel, and while 1 million or 2 million people are watching, and I can reveal everything. Our alternative is go through the peer review process with the competent reviewer, and they can certify that my work is correct.
So, like, do you have plans of publishing a short version of as a paper or something? Like, uh,
Initially, I had, but I was advised not to do it. Okay, so because of what will happen if I release my short. See, initially I wanted to publish it, but like many people, like my solicitor said, no, don't do it, because what happens if I release it, I don't get publicity. Somebody reproduce my work, and they say no, it is my work. Now, how I'm going to how I'm going to prove that it was my work? You have stolen my work. It will be through a lengthy like a court battle between the who is claiming and myself. So I do not want to go into that sort of problem. So what I am proposing, number one, either one of the reputed institution, or more than one reputed institution, they come forward, they take my word, they take my copy, and they review it, they organize a review, and then the second method is, let's have a open discussion between myself and Yajna Devam and Sujan on a live channel where 1 million people can watch, and then there is no dispute that that whose work is this one, and nobody is going to steal my work. So I have got confidence that 1 million people are watching, and there's no question of stealing of my work.
see,
But do you do one minute more? Do you know that getting your paper peer reviewed is a difficult process, because even that issues, even Yajnadevam is having this issue, because it goes against the current academic consensus which has been built over 100 years, I think.
No.
Because the current consensus is just it is not Sanskrit, as far as I know.
Okay, the other thing is, let us, and that's what I'm saying. No, the question is of not consensus. Okay, see, there, when I can decipher the script from the scratch, then why not a university with so many like intellectuals around? They take my work and can review this. I have taken 6 years. At least after having everything, they can do in 1 year, review in 1 year, isn't it?
so like, since you told us about the possibility of your work getting stolen, and that's why that is making you apprehensive about putting it. But there are certain, like, like in physics we have archive where people put their work there, and since if you will put it first, then it will be your work that is That will be an open fact that you are
Uh,
putting it first. So that is your work.
Mohak, you know that in China everything is like you make duplicate copy of everything. Like in India also you make duplicate copy of everything. Okay, now my see the problem is already I have got my work copyrighted in US. Okay, so it's not that I have not done like a I have not taken those sort of steps. I have already taken everything is copyrighted, and not only copyrighted, I have copyrighted during the course while I was writing. So it has been copyrighted, 2 or 3 version of this have been copyrighted. So I can prove all those things. If it goes into the court, I have got those things, but I do not want to go to the court to start with. So I am taking a very like a very you can say little bit conservative approach, but at the same time that is to protect my 6 years of work. And Yajnadevam has nothing to lose, so he can put everything whatever he wants on the internet.
Uh, so when can we expect to read your book? Like the
again if you're mean, and that's what I am saying, like, I am struggling with to find some universities to come forward, number one. Okay, so I have approached to the Melbourne Uni, and they have their head of the department. He was like John Hejak. So he gave me a few contacts with whom I am going to have a discussion and all those things. But again, it will take someone time to review this work, because it is like if you are given a Chinese language to book. Okay, even if everything is there, it becomes a difficult process. If you are, it's a completely learning a new language. I know the language by heart because I have been doing one step by step. But if somebody else has to review, although I have done my best to simplify it the way I could, but still it will take like a time for reviewers to review this book. But at least like they have got many techniques. They don't have to review everything. They have to review the main like major things, and then they can see. I mean, they don't have to go like a 300 pages. They can go through like a important aspect, and then they can review, and they can show. They can say, "Yeah, I have got confidence in it," and then here I will just publish my book and circulate and just publish the book, and everybody can read it.
so, but okay. So how? Like I was thinking if we can have a seminar online with Yajnadevam and you, maybe
Oh
for
yes,
the,
yes,
but
perfect.
we cannot guarantee the viewership. Like you are like 1 million or 2 million. It might be much less, but it will be a record in the digital space. It would be a record that a conversation existed between you and Yajnadevam, and these were the arguments, and this was your work and this was his work. So that kind of
See,
thing we
see,
can do.
see. The majority of the people, they want a final result. They do not want like. Do you understand? Like everybody wants what is written on the Pashpati seal, what is written here, what is written there. How did you reach? Okay, I have got everything here. Okay, so what I am proposing, see, I do not want someone to steal my work, and that's why I am proposing either go through the proper channel, which is going through the literary review, or by going through a open say there are in India there are so many news channels. If one of them, say for example NDTV or whosoever, if they come forward, I will immediately. I mean, it is a matter of. I mean, if they organize next week, I am there.
Okay. This is
I am there.
I think the second approach seems more doable. Because this is work also you have done for 6 years, so that must be a lot of material to review, and there
Yeah,
must be.
So
exactly.
actually, the Yajnadevam also, like, he was like, I came to know about him from a news channel only. He came on a news channel. So
Exactly.
in the same way, also that can be okay. So that's,
No,
and we got an
that
interesting question from Dhruv here. What is the status of Saraswati in your reading of the seals? $1 million question. What is the status of Saraswati in your reading of the seals?
I will leave it. I will leave it to when I will be discussing in the main topic. But definitely, there is connection.
Okay. So, like, there are
I
multiple
I think
hypotheses for Saraswati. Like, some people say no, it is Haravati. Some people say mythical river. Some people say Haravati of Afghanistan. Now people are saying that it is Ghaggar Hakra. So, is it Ghaggar Hakra? What is your take on this?
okay. This has nothing to do with my decipherment. Number one. That should be very clear. Initially, I wanted to have one chapter. Okay, and also I have got full confidence I can prove from where to where this particular river was flowing, like what course it was following. But I do not want, because this has nothing to do with decipherment. Okay, so I do not want to distract myself. Okay, that will be my another book. Okay, then you can in that book you can be co-author. I will make you co-author. Okay, co-author. But yeah, so the there is a connection, but definitely, yeah.
So, it is in India, or is it in modern day India?
India, India.
And Ghaggar Hakra, or different from Ghaggar?
Ghaggar Hakra, maybe it's a little bit channel is there. Maybe it's very difficult, but the course is different.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, hmm.
And now see, I mean, and to find out again, see, as an engineer, okay, as an engineer, if there is a complex problem, then what you do, you make it into the you you divide that complex problem into the simple problems, many simple, and then you solve it. Okay, both the question, this one I did exactly same way. The Saraswati River one, I can do and I can prove in a very simple way. And then you will say, oh, it was there, I could have done myself. It can be done in a very easy way. But sometimes people think too much and make the things complex.
So, are there any other questions? Aman, Dhruv, Siddharth, Anand. So many other people had other presentation and all stuff, so they could not attend the conversation for the whole time.
Yeah.
So any other
Not a
questions?
problem.
So I think there are no more questions, and so thank you for the conversation and
No,
the insight.
thank you very much, Mohak. It was nice speaking to you, and it was very nice to see you first time on the like a live. So it was very nice, and few questions were really good. I was tempted to provide a little bit more answer, but then I restrained myself. So yeah, but no, yeah, I think you have got a very good insight, and you have got a good knowledge. And yeah, if you could organize, you can speak. If you know someone, if you could organize something, then yeah, definitely. Otherwise, I am trying here in Melbourne, and let's see how it
Yadnadevan
goes.
was invited into IIT Hyderabad, so I think that could be possible.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about TIFR though, because very small institute and there is nothing to do with you know, science. I mean, hard science. So it would be difficult to call you in TRFR. I asked the
So
department, my head of
so
department. So,
we
but in
can.
IIT Hyderabad, it could be done, or either Mohali, I
Aiser
think.
Mohali has an HSS. So my institute, Aiser Mohali, it has a dedicated humanities and social science department, and there is a professor also who he works in prehistoric archaeology, Dr. Parth. So maybe I can talk to the HOD, and so
Yeah,
we can see something if that can be arranged.
that's very good. Yeah,
Or actually we have clubs also. Clubs can also organize. Anyone is free to organize a seminar. Even I can call for a seminar here.
yeah,
So
that's very good.
so Dhruv Pandya has mentioned something like he has written the politics which is going on. Like this is a very politically sensitive topic. So that's
And
the
that's
unfortunate thing that to analyze stuff without any political lens or that. So he has written that many people
exactly.
will label you if you claim to be particular Sanskrit and so
And that's what I'm saying, man. I do not want to get involved in the political discourse. It is purely literary work, and it's like a history. And see, sometimes history is not good, even present is not good. But then what you do, you accept it. So it the finding will not suit everyone. But I am not here to twist the result of my findings.
right.
So whatever is the fact is fact is, and sometimes the facts are like not very good. And for example, like in this book, I said I support the Aryan invasion theory. Okay, and I have got like plenty of genetic proof to prove that, but it is not a very convenient to accept that. It will not be very acceptable to everyone. But then similarly, like the Sanskrit being the underlying language is not acceptable to everyone. But the fact is fact, and fact sometimes are good, some facts are sometimes bad, and facts, we have to accept fact as a fact rather than trying to change the fact.
The Sanskrit is you proved to be Sanskrit. That is also the cause of why it would be difficult to get academic. That's why it would be difficult to get it peer reviewed, because it's Sanskrit. So it goes against previously academic. It basically challenges whole the migration theory. It
Exactly. It That's what I'm saying. This my book will challenge many things. Okay, will challenge, and not only that. See, there is a uh, there is a uh, there is a theory regarding Aryan migration into the Europe. This particular chapter will negate that particular theory too. So it is not only. But again, I am saying
The out of India theory. You're talking about that?
no. It is like see, when we say out of India theory, we believe that Aryans were born here and they migrated from here outside. Okay, but what I am saying, they came from Siberia, like Tilak proposed. Okay, they came through the Afghanistan. They splitted. One branch came into India. Another branch went to the Iran, to the Middle East, and then it went to the Europe. Okay, but again, this is not like a part of my decipherment. Yeah. No, it
So
was very nice talking to you, everyone.
yeah, it was a good conversation and we got some good insights and maybe we can see what can be done because it is really interesting the things you have told. So maybe I'll talk to my department and see if us can be organized. And
Very good.
I'll message Yajna Devam also. Maybe we can have a live thing if you agree.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
So
Very good. Very good to have. I think with Yajna Devam, we can, if you organize, like even if you organize, we can have a chat. May not be, I will mean, if the viewership is like this, about 5 or 10, I may not go in detail, but then I can go in more detail than what I have gone through.
So, if we organize an in-person seminar in our institute,
Oh,
so then, like, would you be, because see, then
then
we
I
will
can.
be having all the professors, so they would be expecting a bit of details and all.
Then I will give the copy of this one. You can read it.
Okay, okay, sure.
And that's what I'm saying. That has to be the official way. If you organize in seminar in an institute, I will declare, I will give, this is my copy. You go and read it.
Okay. So, okay, I'll contact them. And thanks for the session again.
Thank you very much. No, it was nice meeting you and nice talking to you. And the other thing, if I could get the video recording of this one, okay?
Yeah, sure, I'll share.
Yeah, if you could share with me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thank you very much. And I mean, it was always like it is always better to have live discussion like this rather than on phone or some
Right.
other means. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay. See ya. Okay. Good night. Good night. Okay. See ya. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm closing. Wait. I'm wait. Just give me a minute.